Got a lot going on.
Yeah.
Lots happened since our last little walkthrough. All right, so a few things we want to go over before we do the official walkthrough. The primary purpose of this meeting is to allow us to meet up, answer any questions you may have about the construction process. You get to see everything with everything exposed. We're going to use the electric layout as our walking guide. There's the standard options that will be standard. Anything extra you have in your selections, we're going to review that they're per where you requested in the selections.
Okay.
But before we do that walkthrough, we want to talk a little bit about schedule and where we are landing so far. So originally we were 5 to 6 months. You remember better than me the start date because it was your birthday.
Yeah, March 5th.
March 5th. So that landed us where?
Somewhere at the end of August, September.
Okay. So we're still all good for that, but just so you know, I will schedule, unlike this meeting where I was like, hey, we can meet on this, it's a week notice. The next time I call to set an appointment, it'll be at least a month and a half out from the orientation. Okay, so, but between now and then, this is what's going to happen. We've got all your mechanicals in, so Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, maybe even Thursday of next week will be all about inspections. Very little will happen inside. The exterior, fortunately, we're in a perfect spot because they're going to wrap up trim today or this weekend, and then they'll be ready to get painted. And then the brick guys, as soon as we get the waterproofing on the front of the house, the brick will go up fairly quickly as well.
Okay.
So we're going to keep moving even though we're waiting on insulation or waiting on interior inspections. Okay. So in a perfect world, we'll have those mechanical inspections on Monday and Tuesday and be able to do a frame inspection on Wednesday. If we get the frame inspection on Wednesday, then that would allow us to insulate on Thursday or Friday. And then once it's insulated, we would inspect that insulation and then deliver drywall immediately after that. So in a best case scenario, we're looking at drywall delivery, not this Monday, but the first half of that following week.
Okay.
Drywall takes 8 to 10 days to hang it, mud it, finish it, put a first coat of paint on it. Mm-hmm. So like I said, best case scenario, we're in drywall Monday or Tuesday of, so 10 days from now, and then another 10 days to finish it. So we're 20 days out from getting a first coat of paint on your interior walls.
23rd. Ish. End of June.
That would be great timing. Because once in the last couple days of drywall, that's when I will call you to give you that month and a half to 2 month notice of, hey, let's put this date for your orientation date. So that if that's end of the 20s of June, that puts us right at the 20s of August for that orientation date.
Hello, welcome to our channel. This is our pre-drywall inspection, and as you heard from Brad, we're at a pretty good time frame here to close on the house somewhere in the middle of the summer. Brad's going to go through now through the electrical layout of the house and show us all the switches, what they do, where they're located, and what lights we turn on and off. And that's what he's doing here. It's a pretty long day, so I just kind of sped through this here. There's the powder room off the foyer, and he's explaining the different lights, how they turn on and off, and how they control the ceiling fans. That, of course, is the GFSI light electrical outlet, which has to be that way because it's next to water. And he's showing us the boxes there on the ground, the electrical boxes, how they're turned sideways because we have wainscot molding there on the walls. And once again, he's going through here and explaining how the light turns on. But we noticed that it's just one box and a ceiling fan. Well, we didn't want a ceiling fan in that room. So again, we're looking at our paperwork and said, hey, where are the lights? We have 4 LED lights up here. And it's no fault of his. It was the second day of orientation that we, design day, that we changed that. So he's looking at the plans now and he's like, you know what, you're right. There was supposed to be 4 lights up here, not a ceiling fan. So that's why you bring your paperwork, so that you can check for things like that. We had all our paperwork there. He had his, and we quickly came to the understanding that that was wired in wrong. And it's important that if you are going to do your pre-drywall walkthrough, that you have that information. Again, he's showing us the boxes, how they're turned sideways because of the wainscot moldings will be in the study. That's the my wife's office study area. That's where it's going to be at. We're discussing about what kind of switches we'll have in there now after the guys get in there and redo the electrical and stuff like that, and where we're going to pick this up at, and how we're going to continue the electrical layout walkthrough. As you can see somewhere in the walls there, if you see the silver there, that's the HVAC system that's been roughed in and everything, all set to go. So the heating and ventilation people, guys have been there, and they got that stuff in the walls there. That's nice. They were also able to run the cable and the phone lines. While Brad's on his phone call there, we got a chance to kind of look around and discuss some of the stuff that's there in the study. Stuff they're going to be gone in the walls here pretty soon. We'll never see again. Now we're in the foyer, coming down the hallway. He's explaining again the lights, how they turn on and off. Some of these switches are work on different places, and he's trying to show us there how one is there at the bottom of the steps, one works from the front there, and stuff like that. So we're gonna keep walking through this electrical walkthrough program. There he goes. He's talking about how the lights go up the stairs and light up the whole entire stairway, including the steps leading up to the bedrooms and stuff like that. We really were lucky to get Brad as our field manager. I mean, he's really a calm guy. He doesn't get all excited. You can tell he's been around, done this a lot, so he really explains it to us. There's the power for Vicky's double oven, or our double oven. How it's going to be there, and then sitting next to it's the refrigerator and stuff like that. He's explaining how that the size of the opening is going to be for the refrigerator, as far as inches, how wide it's going to be, and how tall it is for the cabinets when they come in. So all that's important stuff to know. So it's good to have Brad there explain that to us. And there's the light for the walk-in pantry. Over here again to the microwave, which is going to be above the stove there, and it has a vent out the house. And how that sometimes you hear a little rattling somewhere behind that, but they put a little screen there to stop any kind of animals coming in. And it does have some type of rubber mounting on the back of there, so if you do hear flapping, it does make the noise decrease a little bit. But instead of the microwave having the vents where they shoot back into the house, it actually shoots outside the house, which I like a lot better. And of course, you see the outlets there, which are they're countertop height. So that'll be a cabinet there, a countertop, stove, things of that nature. And we have a light there, a switch for the under cabinet lights, which will be there. It's nice to see all that stuff all roughed in correctly, and also the cord for the stovetop that Vicky has. There's our center island. We're going to go over that a little bit. And it talks about electrical outlets on each side of the island. Go back there from that, and the outlets and sink and stuff like that, how it's all going to be in there. We were making sure that the lights up there, you see the pendant lights above the center island, making sure they were all centered onto that island. That was important that we had in there. We got 3 roughed in, but we're not sure we're going to use all 3 lights or just 2 lights. Well, we'll decide on that. We got 5 other lights in the kitchen to light it up, and so it'll be up to Victoria, because the lights, there's one other light there for the morning room where the kitchen table will be, And there's a floodlight outside the back door there, and how these different lights all interact with each other. Brad laughed and said it'll be a test at the end of the walkthrough to see if we can remember all the switches where they go. Of course, that's a test we would not pass on day one, but it's nice to go through and have it here before we go to the final home orientation. There he goes again. These lights here is another switch that controls the overhead lights into the great room. There's two different ways to turn that on and off. And again, we're making sure that all these switches there. Right there on the floor, Vicki has an electrical outlet on the floor for some of the furniture she has. It's going to be powered, stuff like that. So that's there. Again, we have the raised electrical for the mounted TV. It's going to be up there. The fireplace is going to be right below it. And it was supposed to be 77 inches. It's actually 81, so they didn't have to drill through this hard plate right there, which is okay. It's all going to be behind the TV anyway, so it's not a deal breaker at all. No home is ever built perfectly, but you do want to make it as perfect as you possibly can. But you just want to make sure that you get what you paid for, and Fisher Home's pretty good at making sure that it looks like it's supposed to look. And if anything, my wife has a real discerning eye about it, making sure everything's just right. She's really a stickler for making sure things are as they're supposed to be, or we paid for. I have no problem with that. She's definitely on point when it comes to that kind of stuff. This is a pretty long video. We took a lot of video here, so this will be part one of a two-part series on our pre-construction, pre-drywall walkthrough. And here we walk up here to the owner's suite, and he's explaining again how that's the recess of the lights switches are behind there because the doors, it's a double doors and they open up, so the light switches will be at the end of the double doors, so I don't want to worry having the doors hit the light switch and stuff like that. Up there is our smoke alarm, which has the which is up there, was really nice, all wired in, so if one goes off they all go off, and also has the carbon monoxide tester in it as well. Going through the first walk-in closet and all the switches that work for it. It's pretty simple, pretty easy going, straightforward. We have a switched switched outlet over there on the floor, and it's marked that way. He's just explaining how what switched outlet will be there, so if you want to turn on lights or lamps or something like that with a switch outlet, it's there available. Alright, we want to walk up here to the owner's bathroom. He was explaining there how we have a double sliding door there, the pocket doors, and how they're going to work and how they install that with the framing. And again, going through all the different switches, how they work and where they're going to be at. Look there into the shower. We got rid of the garden tub. We didn't want that, so we extended the shower and put two heads in it and a rain shower head over top of that. There's the other closet here, Victoria's closet. Again, all the light switches are inside a little bit. They're not just right on the edge of the doors, stuff like that, which is good. He's explaining the pocket doors and how they're going to work, and how they're going to be centered there, so that we can get an idea how that's going to work when that comes in. It's going to be all framed in already. And Vicki, she doesn't want to have any issues with that. Explaining the little steps going up there. Again, the light he's talking about from downstairs and how it's going to control the switches, and how that switch also controls the lights there that light up the stairway. So there's another switch there. You can do it, and another switch on the other wall, which also turns all the lights on and off. So it lights up the entire stairway. Here into the laundry room. He's explaining the different hookups and how they are and how they're all set to go. And that doesn't have a light in it because it's not a walk-in closet. It's just a little closet to store linen, things of that nature, soap, powder. So we go up here to the next bedroom. And this one here, I believe, would be my mother-in-law's bedroom, I believe, where I go to there to the right. Yeah, there it is. And everything is as it's supposed to be. They installed a cable on one side of the bedroom where we kind of wanted it on the other side. But it is exactly where we originally said it was going to be, but we didn't know that vent on the floor that you see over there was going to be on that side of the room. So that, no big deal. But there you go. Explaining more of the switches, how the different work. The rough ends for all the overhead fans and stuff like that. Again, here's the other guest bedroom. They're not walk-in closets, so we don't have lights, but you can easily put lights in closets. That's not a big deal. Here we go into the guest bathroom, or the bathroom my mother-in-law will be using a lot. And there was one other discrepancy we found here. Again, a design day 2 install was the light. We had 2 lights put in here. There's one light over the sink, which you see up there, but there's supposed to be another light over the tub area. We're explaining to them now that we had that put in there, and it wasn't on the original draft there that they had. So we wanted to get that corrected, and Brad easily saw that. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you had an LED light over top of the tub there. So Brad's easily putting that back in there now for us and going through a lot of information. Again, this is part 1 of 2 parts, and